Let me give you a tour of the CRM system that we have specifically chosen to work with, which is excellent for small business owners so that they can keep track of what's going on and save hours and hours of time. The reason we love this system is that unlike most of the other systems, it allows the small business owner to have all the functions without the costs associated. It allows you to have a minimum of 2 users, which we've specifically negotiated on behalf of small business owners that we work with. I would love you to have a tour of the system to see what it's like and then give you a free trial for 7 days. Colin and I are always looking for the best solutions possible for small business owners. We like to find things that are value for money and deliver all the functionality that is required for a small business owner. We have spent many months researching different CRM systems to find one that is the best and leading the way for the small business owner. Here we have found a solution that not only gives you all the functionality, but allows you to have it as a low-cost option. The reason we are able to offer this is that we've been able to negotiate a deal with the company that allows us to partner with them and offer a 2-user minimum license, but also allow you to have all the functions that you require as a small business owner. We love the CRM system because it saves hours of your time. It allows you to track phone calls, opportunities, what's happening with companies or the people that work for those companies, and it delivers results because you can see it. So it means people aren't getting lost to follow-up calls. When you log into the CRM system, the first thing that you will see is this dashboard. All the information recorded here is a demo account, and they are made up accounts with people and companies. It's really important that we do not disclose any identity of other companies, and that is why we've used demo data in order to just show you what it would be like. On the dashboard, you are able to see your different tasks, what are late, what needs to be done, what's coming and what you've completed. You're able to have a view of what opportunities are coming up, what are late in the pipeline, and have a clear overview of your account. A CRM system allows you to capture information about different people. There are 4 categories of people that you can enter into this system. The first one is a client. A client is somebody who you are currently doing business with. A prospect is somebody that you would like to do business with, but you're not currently doing business with. A supplier supplies your different services. And a contact is somebody that is a contact for a company, and they may not be the main contact. You could have multiple people working in one company. So here you are able to either add one of those types of people or see the list of all those people under each different section. It is possible for people to be in multiple categories. So for example, you may be doing business with a client, but they may be a prospect for another opportunity to do business with a service you're not currently supplying. So that somebody could be under multiple categories. If you were to add a new client or prospect or supplier or contact, you would complete the information so you can say exactly which company they work for, details about their website, phone contacts, emails, who is the main person and what their numbers are. You can also record the type of company that they work for, any social media, you can place notes about them. And really importantly about this system is you can add all sorts of custom fields that are adapted to your business. In this example, there are no additional custom fields, but you might, for example, want to capture the type of services they may be interested in, or you might want to capture a section of a specific type of business. For example, you might be looking at schools and you might list all primary schools. So you're able to customize this, and that allows you to search at a later date to just bring the people that are under the custom fields. I absolutely love the ability on this system to have limitless custom fields for different categories, as it is a really useful tool. It is something that is so important later on. And as you use this system, you will find that you add more and more categories that will make sense for your individual business. When you want to have a look at all the people that are your clients, you are able to filter these by client or prospect or supplier, so that you have a whole category, and then you can get a list with all the detailed information. You are able to select how many columns you see and what information you see, so that it makes it easy for your business to get a quick look at all the companies and their contact information, or any other specific information that you might require for your business. These lists are available as clients, prospects, contacts, and suppliers. Before we move on to the opportunity button, first of all, I'm going to show you about setting up a pipeline. A pipeline is a sequence of steps that you would do with a prospect, i.e. somebody who you might want to do business with, so that you can set up a pipeline to follow through. This pipeline might have 1, 2, 10 different steps that you can automate, some or all of those, or none of those steps. They go in sequence. This section is actually found if you go to the right hand side where the menu is and you go to the settings button. When you create a pipeline, you are able to see the existing pipelines that are already there. In this example, there are 2 different pipelines. One of them has 4 steps and the other has 7. You are able to clearly see of each of those steps how many have been automated, and also how many different opportunities have been linked to them. On the right hand side, you are able to edit, duplicate, or automate these processes. If you are wanting to create a new pipeline, you will add a pipeline and you will see the screen below, where you're able to name the pipeline and then put each of the different steps and the probability percentage that you are likely to convert at each stage of the process. Let's look at each of the steps of a pipeline in more detail. You are able to track what is going on by looking at each step, setting on which day and time you would like, for example, an email to be sent out, which staff you would like it to be sent from, and whether you want the process to be automated or not. So here you are able to tick the active automation button above each step, and you can select which email template to send. A word of warning: be careful when you activate automation, because once you do, that will happen to anybody who is linked to this opportunity. It is always worth testing this before you actually send it out to 400 people, for example. And you can also put in that you don't send an email at this point. I always test it. I actually remove the part that says day 1 and just have it as an incoming action, which means as soon as I drop somebody into that pipeline, the process will begin. I love this process because it means, for example, you could have a series of 8 emails going out set on different days, spread across a week, a month, or whatever you care to set it at. And you just tick the automation button for each, and basically that carries on while you're fast asleep. So I love the fact that it's automated. Once we have created the pipeline, we can then add an opportunity. If you haven't already set the pipeline, it would be at this stage that you need to go back and do this. So you can connect either an existing client or an existing prospect or a new prospect to this process. You will search for who you are looking to attach to the pipeline, and then select the opportunity name and which pipeline, the name that you've called it, and which step you want to start them on. If you have the pipeline automated, they will start at the step you select, and any automation will carry on behind the scenes without you having to do anything. It is really important at this stage to remember to assign the staff, but also the client or the prospect point of contact. So that's the person from that company that you want to be notified. This is really important because if you're sending emails, the system won't know who it wants to send an email to, particularly if there's multiple members of a company. You can create your own catalogue of all the products and services that you have to offer. Under this, you can add a product or have a list of products, or add a service and have a list of services. So you're able to look closely at what you have on offer and have a lot of detail collected about each of these products or services. This may not be relevant to every business. Some people may have different ways. For example, they may be already selling in a shop or selling online, but it is very useful for many businesses. Marketing is really important to any business, and there are two different types of ways of marketing. You can either customize an email into your email system, which goes out on an opportunity, or you can run a new campaign, a new marketing campaign, which goes out to people and is much more like a generic email going out. So it doesn't have custom fields in it, and it wouldn't say, "Hi Alison," but it would be an email that would go to multiple people. If you customise your emails, you can still send it out to hundreds of thousands of people who are on your opportunity list, and it will be customised. Personally, I tend to use the latter method and have everything customised. But for instance, if you were going out and talking to people about a specific area of business, you may not want to actually customize it to them because you may not know whether it was actually relevant to them or not. So it will very much depend upon the type of business that you are and who you're trying to market your information to. But the marketing is really important because you're able to actually track what's going on, see who has opened the emails, and see how many times they've opened it. So you can gather really interesting information to understand who's more likely to be interested in your services. You can also set an alert so it comes to your email system and tells you every time one of your emails has been opened up, or you can allocate staff members depending on what is right for your business, or you may not want to have any notifications set. With a new marketing campaign, you are able to either send an email campaign or a text message campaign. You're able to name the campaign and select different mailing lists that you want the campaign to go from. In it, you're able to look at the information that you want to track and edit this accordingly. The campaign list allows you to see all the different campaigns that you've sent out, when they were created and when you sent them out, and you were able to get a list that you can either export on a file or a PDF so that you can get detailed information on each of these campaigns. You can filter by selecting different columns and only see the information that's relevant to you and this campaign. You can create as many mailing lists as you want. So for example, you might create a mailing list around different types of interests, or you might create a mailing list around the different types of products people have bought. It may be around their demographics. So for instance, if you are trying to target families, then you would collect one type of information, whereas if you were trying to target a different type of industry, you might collect very different information. But you have the flexibility to create whole lists about what works for you and your campaign. In the report section, you are able to look at your data from a variety of different angles. This allows you to look at the data and analyse it and see what is actually happening in your business. It is really important that you look at what's going on so that you can understand what you need to do more of and what you need to stop doing. It is essential to have a really good understanding of your business in order to make those informed choices. You are able to look at your data during different periods of time. This allows you to look at the potential opportunities to do business that you have had, how much is still open, how many opportunities you've won, how many are running behind the allocated time on the steps, and how many you failed to do business with and were a lost opportunity. Just because somebody is a lost opportunity on one pipeline doesn't mean that you didn't get their business on an alternative pipeline. Activity reports allow you to see what your staff are doing and how much time is being spent on a variety of different tasks. In this slide with the dummy data, there is only information on the meetings that they had. However, you can be recording a variety of different things that they're doing. So you're able to see what is effective and what's not, where they're spending too much time and where they need to be spending more time. This allows you to look over different time periods and also for different staff or groups of people that work in the company. The activity list shows a variety of different things so that you can calculate the time being spent. So for instance, you can look at the holidays, the phone calls, business trips, telephones, and set what you would like to have a look at and display, and then you're able to sort this as well. Again, this helps you to have more detailed information about what is going on in your business. This has been an overview of the CRM system and shows you what you could do in your business to save you time, to track the opportunities to do business, and to hold all the information you have in one place about your business. It also allows you to analyse your data, so I would really encourage you to utilise the free 7-day trial.